Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and today we are going to talk about Bellari. This is a USA company that makes audio gear, amplifiers, equalizers, audio enhancers, preamps, things like that. And I want to thank Bellari for sending over a couple of items for review. I do greatly appreciate it, and I've truly enjoyed the time that I've had with these Bellari gear. It's when I got asked, hey, have you ever tried this? Would you like to try this? I was like, yeah, it looks really cool. Let's give it a shot. A question I get asked a lot is, Dave, why don't you have more tube amplifiers on your desk? Why don't you use tubes? Have you really gotten into them? What do you think of them? Things like that. And my experiences with a tube amplifier have been very mixed. I haven't really enjoyed a lot of them for various reasons, and the only ones that I've somewhat enjoyed are my APPJ PA1502A and the Cavelli CTH, which is behind me over there. Anyways, I enjoy them, but they're not like my go-to, and I'm just not drawn to it. And I just don't really, a lot of times, get the, oh, tubes. You gotta have tubes. And so when Bellari said, hey, try this out, and we really recommend that you use it with our sonic exciter, and try a couple of these songs and do this and that, and you'll have this really good experience. I was like, okay, I'll try it. They came in for review, and I started to use them, started listening to them, and to me it was kind of like, it's just kind of another tube amplifier. Used the sonic exciter that we'll talk about here in a moment, and it worked really well with some other gear, and I was like, okay, maybe there is something to this. And then one day I was talking with one of my patrons, and we were chatting back and forth on Discord, and he was like, you got a tube roll, you've got to try this, you know, you got to try this, and you got to try that. And then literally like the same day, I was talking with a friend who dabbles in creating amplifiers and designing them and all this and that, and I really trust his ears. And he was like, what amplifier was sent to you for a review? And so I told him, I said, it's the Bellari. And he's like, I have that. In fact, I have several of them, and I really enjoy it. And I was like, oh, no way. And so we got discussing it, and he gave some ideas as far as what what tubes to use. And so I went and I got another tube to roll in it, and yeah, things have changed. So let's get into this. Dave, what are you rambling on about? Okay, so I am talking about the Bellari HA540 Mark II. The HA540 Mark II from Bellari, made in USA. It's all made in Salt Lake City, Utah, and this thing is durably built, and I am really impressed by the quality of build. Aluminum casing, little feet on the bottom, has good enough ventings up top here, and this thing doesn't get hot, and I really enjoy it. On the front you have a little LED light, you have a power switch, you have a volume knob with a little line to tell you, kind of indicate where you're at on the volume knob, a 3.5 out, a quarter out, and then a input switch. Do kind of wish that the switches were a little bit more premium feeling. They just feel a little plasticky. And the volume knob, I wish it was more metalish. But other than that, I really don't have any complaints. I mean, they don't feel cheap, but it just kind of adds to the... On the back side, you have inputs. You have a 3.5 input, a input number 1 and input number 2, and your little power. I really enjoy this. I have been super impressed. It does come with a tube installed. Let's grab it here. And the tube installed is a Ruby, I don't know if you can read that on screen. It's a Ruby 12AX7. I didn't mind the stock tube. I thought that it was quite pleasant to listen to, actually. Had a nice tubiness, a bassiness, and a warmness to it. And I wanted to try something a little different, so I went ahead and got a Mullard 12AX7 to put in it, and that gave me a different experience. And I actually prefer the Mullard tube, but the stock tube I'd be happy with. One of the problems I've had with tube amplifiers in the past is that the stock tubes are just meh, and they just don't do it for me. And then, you know, it's expensive to tube roll. You have to buy tubes, and then if you get another amplifier, those tubes don't fit, and it is just kind of a pain, in my opinion, and expense. And so I wanted to find a tube amplifier that I really enjoyed, especially with stock tubes, and that I knew I was going to keep, and then I can add in different tubes. That way I'm not buying all these tubes, trying this amplifier and not finding anything that fits or really pleases me, and then having to send that amplifier away and having all these tubes that are like, you know, that you're stuck with. So with the Bellari, one tube, and I was happy. And so it really was a pleasant experience for me, and I'm very, very happy with the Bellari. What it does, it's a Class A tube amplifier. It has plenty of power. The headphones of choice, obviously, that I have been using with my tube amplifier are my Sennheiser HD600s, and I have grown a new love for my 600s. I've never heard them the way that I've been hearing them lately with the Bellari tube amp. I am addicted to the sound. I went to a solid state amplifier with the HD600s and was kind of like, they're good and I really enjoy them, but they're missing something. And so when I went back to that same song and I put it on the Bellari, I was just like, yeah, there it is. So they have really good synergy with the HD600. I truly enjoy them with the HD600. You get a nice control. Your volume, I'm only at loud is like 10 o'clock on the dial. So it has plenty of headroom, no problems whatsoever. And you have all of your outputs that you want. And your inputs are easy. You can connect it to any DAC you want. The thing that I really enjoy doing is just using one of my dongles, connecting it to my phone, and I can just use a little cable like this. So you have 3.5, which connects to your dongle, and then this goes into the RCAs on the back. And it's very simple. If you don't have a cable like that, you can just get a simple aux cable that has 3.5 and 3.5 and connect one end to your dongle. The other goes into your amplifier, and you can play it right off of your phone. Of course, you can do RCA from your DAC outputs. Did try that also, and it sounded glorious with everything that I plugged in. And I really enjoyed when you put the Mullard tube in. You get a nice, you have that little warmth and that bassiness of a tube, and it just reminds you of listening to music on your dad's old stereo. It's just like takes you back into that day and age of when music was just enjoyable. I guess that's the word. It just has this emotional connection to it. And then the detail retrieval is just there. It doesn't shout it, it doesn't push it in. It just has this enjoyment factor. I really enjoy this amplifier, and especially with the HD600. Things are just floating around my head. It's just engaging. It brings out the depth and the layering of the 600 and the imaging and the vocal presence. And I'm in love with the Bellari HA540 Mark II. But that's not all that Bellari sent me. They sent me this little device, and when they sent it to me, I was like, oh, they're sending me equalization, something that I'm not really a fan of. And I said, but I'll try it. You know, it looks interesting. I'll give it a shot. And so they sent it over, and it's not an equalizer. It's a audio enhancer. So it's called the Sonic Exciter, and it's the SE560. And it has this old school red look, same build. I mean, it's just aluminum, feels solid. Doesn't have quite as much heft as the tube amplifier. Has all these fancy knobs. And so you have your switch to go on or off as far as the enhancements that you made. You have your volume knob here so that you can control it as a preamp. And then you have bottom and what's the other one? Definition. So bottom mixes in bass and mids area, and then the definition is more of the treble and soundstage area. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a gimmick. It's not going to really work. And let me tell you, yes, it does. So you have your power switch, and then I'm going to turn this off real quick. So you have your power switch here, and then you have your outputs, RCA, and your inputs. So what you do is you would take you'll take like your DAC or your phone, and you can connect right here on your inputs. Also, there's a 3.5, so you can do a 3.5 input if you want. And then you can take more RCAs and you connect them to your output, and then that output can go right into your 540 or whatever amplifier you want. I used it with the COS 95X Energizer. I used it also with my 789 and my LCX, my CTH. I tried it on the APPJ PA1502A. I tried it on the Geshelli gear. All kinds of stuff. So you can use this little device on any amplifier you want. You can plug in phono stage if you want and use it as preamp, all that good stuff. So anyways, you just set your volume to whatever you want as far as your master, and then you can control it on your amplifier. And then here's your tones, and they have a little bit of a click, so you'll know when you're at right in the middle. And then you just turn it and tweak it. And as you turn the bass bottom end of it, it'll bring in this just fun factor and this fullness to the bass and to the mids. And you get this warmth to it, and it's just like, oh. It takes the HD 600 to another level. It brings in that sub bass that is lacking. It brings in that little bit of definition that is just lacking, and it's fun. And then you can take that treble or definition area and you can expand it out, and you'll get a little bit of extra but it's not just adding in treble like you would think with a regular equalizer. It's like enhancing the sound so it becomes more alive and more energetic. I was feeling emotions that I've never gotten before from music that I've listened to for years. I'm just like, why is this moving me in this way? And I don't want to do it all the time, especially when you're like reviewing a headphone, because it will mislead you and make you think that this headphone is better than what it can be. But what it does do is it shows the capabilities, and it just makes it enjoyable and fun. And I really, really, really do like both of these Bellari products. I am so impressed by both of them. Build quality wise, and what they do is just, it makes me happy. I love music, and I listen to music all the time, doing all sorts of things. But Bellari brings a smile to my face when I use it. It just, whether I'm using the tube amplifier by itself and just having a moment of, this is bringing me back to my childhood. Just, I'm sitting back and I'm listening to records. I'm listening to vinyl, just mellowing out when I should be doing my homework. Or if I'm adding in the sonic exciter and I'm getting a little bit extra, just this is what I like. I know that this isn't a very detailed review and this kind of a ramble, but folks, I want to tell you, Bellari impresses me, and I'm gonna miss these two little devices when they go back. I wish I didn't have to send them back. I really do enjoy them. One thing of note, with the sonic exciter, when I plugged it into the COS 95X, now the COS 95X has a very airy, thin sound to it. And so when I put it onto the Energizer and I boosted it up, it brought life to the 95X. It brought in bass definition, and it added in a little bit of just fun to the 95X that it can sound a little bit boring and meh in stock form. I really did enjoy that. So if you have a 95X and you feel like you're missing a little bit, check out a Bellari sonic exciter. The tube amplifier, I only tried it with the HD600s. I did not try it with any plain R's, and I didn't really try it with anything else other than 600 just because I loved it so much. It just has great synergy, and so both of them together makes for an exceptional, really fun experience that I have so much enjoyed. By themselves, they do great things for whatever you want to add into your chain. Can't say enough. In fact, I probably said... Anyways, Bellari, USA made, check, awesomeness. Sounds fantastic, awesomeness, thumbs up. And makes me enjoy my music, Miller, thumbs up. 3 thumbs up. Bellari, good job. I totally enjoy your products, and I look forward to the opportunity to review more of them. It's been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next videos, somewhere on the screen is going to be a subscription link and notification bell. If you haven't already, please check those off. And then check out the links down below for songs that were used in this review, playlists on Tidal and Deezer, for links to Discord, PayPal, Patreon, emails, all kinds of other things, and where you can purchase these products and information regarding Bellari. Also, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, and have yourself a great day.